guest is a friend of the program. Listen, he might be the only friend from Saint Marys we have because there's a fun rivalry there, right? But Alex Jensen on the Deseret First Credit Union hotline joins us. Alex, what's going on, man?
Hey guys, how are you? Everything's good. I can't believe this season's almost over already. I mean, in some ways, mercifully, right? Oh, you got yours? I got mine too. We're all good. We're all set.
There we go. We got the deli gnome out here. We'll do it for this segment only. So we played it earlier in the show, but we got to play it for you. We have rewritten history. The Delava Dagger does not exist anymore on the BYU record book. This is what it looked and sounded like.
Hawes, guarded by Holt. Tyler Hawes. 2.5 on the clock. Delava Dagger for the win.
Misses it. It is indeed over. And here come the fans. They're storming the floor at the Marriott Center.
So sorry, not sorry.
Deli was so close there, man. So close.
It's funny, the benches switched so quickly from one side to the other.
And there was a court storming. I know they kind of pushed your booth back a little bit. It was a little sketchy there for a minute, but yeah, glad to have that happen.
It was scary. Trust me, it was scary.
Yeah.
By the way, Tyler, that was a tough shot, man. I mean, you had hold on you. What do you remember about that play? Just from your perspective, like just your shot particularly, because I thought the game was over when you hit that.
Yeah, so the play before I went baseline and hit a shot going baseline. So I think he thought I was going that way again, and the middle opened up, and I didn't mean to go off 1 foot, and somehow I got it in there, but it's forgotten. It's a sore memory, Alex.
Well, now it's a good memory.
Yeah, that's right.
We've rewritten it.
There you go.
Yeah.
We can both remember it how we want. The record book will not lie, though.
Yes.
There we go.
And don't let the truth get in the way of a good story, right? Okay, so
Yeah, exactly.
obviously Saint Marys and BYU. By the way, Saint Marys moving up to 3 in adjusted winning percentage. Did you see this happening where, okay, at some point Saint Marys is going to overtake Pepperdine and be the 3 right now? Because it looks like you guys could be the 3 in Vegas. We'll see what happens tomorrow.
I thought if St. Mary's won their last 3 games, then they would have a really good shot to be 3. The game, I really could. No one could tell you the exact algorithm. I know you guys had Ken Palm on yesterday, but St. Mary's has the toughest strength of schedule in the league in West Coast Conference play. They played Gonzaga twice. They'll play BYU twice. They've played Pepperdine twice. Their one game against LMU was on the road. So I really thought if they won these last 3 games, beat Pepperdine, beat Pacific last night, and then beat BYU, that they'd end up in 3rd place. I'm surprised it happened before tomorrow's game, but I was watching that LMU Pepperdine game like a hawk. I'll tell you that much.
So, Alex, you mentioned this. It feels like St. Mary's and BYU are playing really, really well at this time of the year. Won the majority of their previous games. How is this matchup and St. Mary's, how are they different from the last time these 2 teams faced off?
It seems like both teams are a little different, right? But St. Mary's has had such a herky-jerky stop and start last couple of months. I mean, I'll give you some numbers here, guys. This is an offense that looked pretty good over the first couple of months back in December. They lose Alex Dukas. They lose Lemon Bachler, who are probably their 2 best shooters. Since December 15th, this team hasn't scored more than 67 points. Okay. Now, so their rotation has changed since then. Then they play Santa Clara, BYU, Gonzaga at home and lose all 3, obviously. But then they go on the road and beat LMU and USF. So they're picking up some momentum. I felt like, for a team that, and Tyler, I mean, when you go into a new year, having a new role, with a different group of guys, a younger group of guys especially, that can take some time. So, it was like that to begin with when you lose Jordan Ford and Malik Fitz. Then you have a couple injuries, roles shift again. And then I thought St. Mary's was starting to pick up some momentum, beating LMU and USF on the road, and then they don't play for 3 weeks, right? So I think they may have found something now, playing Kyle Bowen and Dan Fotu on the floor at the same time a lot. They're a really good defensive team. I mentioned their offensive numbers, but only one team has scored more than 66 points against the Gales in conference play. That's Gonzaga twice, right? So they may have found something with Judah Brown out there that can space the floor a little bit. That's been the issue, right? I mean, they've been creating good shots, I think. I think they've had good looks, but they just haven't shot the ball very well. in league play. Some of that has to do with who's out there. Some of it has to do with the changing roles. But I think to answer your question, I think the rotation is starting to tighten a little bit. I think Randy Bennett's finding, 7, 8, maybe 9 guys that he can really count on. Some of those are freshmen, so that's why there's been some inconsistencies. But I think that the roles are starting to get solidified.
And BYU, when I hear BYU and St. Mary's, I think, this is going to be a big game, like no matter what. BYU ends up winning by 10 in Moraga, but it was closer than that. St. Mary's couldn't make a shot for like a 10-minute spell. It was crazy, right? And 4 of the previous 5 were decided by 5 or less. The last 8 games have been split. Every other team has won the last 8. So what do you expect tomorrow night?
I think it'll be close, man. I mean, this team, St. Mary's does not know how to play a game that's not close unless they're playing with one team in the country. I mean, last night was their first double-digit win since before Christmas, or since before the New Year, actually. They beat Sacramento State the day before New Year's Eve. But again, because of their defense, and if you watch that game back in Moraga, it's a similar defensive club, St. Mary's. They have 2 very quality bigs. They're big, they're long, which means that they can match up with BYU like few other teams can in the league. But yeah, I expect it to be close, man. I mean, you mentioned the game in Moraga, right? I mean, that was not a 10-point game. That was a nip and tuck game the whole way through. And St. Mary's really got bit by what's plagued them all season long, especially during the conference. I mean, they didn't score for like 6 minutes, 7 minutes, right? It's hard to win the game that way. So I think they've gotten better there. And going back to your point, Tyler, I think that the Gales have changed a little bit since these 2 teams played. But yeah, I think this will be a close game, man. BYU is a different team too. BYU is a better team, I think, than when the Gales saw them in Moraga. So it'll be interesting to see, how the X's and O's work themselves out.
So, Alex, I'm always impressed with just how well disciplined St. Mary's is on both ends of the floor. Randy Bennett has them locked in on both sides. It seems like St. Mary's is always able to control the pace of the game. BYU, in the past has wanted to push the tempo, play faster, and St. Mary's slows it down. It's really methodical, but they always get the really, really good shots. You talked about earlier their ability to create good shots at this point in the year. Can you talk a little bit about why that is? How are they able to control the pace of the game so well?
That's a great. Well, first of all, I think that every time in practice, man, transition. We do our keys to the game. Every game we get, associate head coach Marcus Schroeder gives me 3 keys to the game, and 2 of them are always take care of the ball and transition defense, which kind of go hand in hand, as you know, right? So first of all, I think ever since I've been at St. Mary's, this is my 9th year now at the Gales, they've been one of the tops in the country in turnovers per game. I mean, they're always right around, between 10, 12, maybe probably not even 13, but 10, 11, 12 turnovers per game. So I think that helps them, right? And a lot of those are they don't make many live ball turnovers, right? As you know. So they don't give you a chance to run out. So I think that's part of it. And the other part is I hear Randy Bennett say time and time again, build a wall in transition. I just think that the Gales are able to get back on defense. And you mentioned how methodical they are. They make you guard for, 20, 25, 27 seconds every time down. I mean, you tell me, like, how much does that, how draining is that? Like having to guard for that many seconds every time down the floor.
Yeah, so draining. Yeah, it was so frustrating to play against and so tiring, especially getting towards the end of the game. They just the Gales make you work for everything.
And Alex,
right. So, sorry, Jeremy, I was just going to say.
No, please.
You mentioned it, Tyler. It kind of always comes down to a battle of tempo, and I know BYU's playing a little bit slower over the last month or so. And Mark Post done a great job with that, but it always kind of comes down to that battle, right? Probably not so much to that extent this season, but that always kind of seems to be the case. Who's going to control the tempo? And that seems to be the team that normally has the upper hand.
And I know you're calling remotely this year, but the fact that BYU is wearing more mouthpieces may make you guys more comfortable. So I got my own.
Feel right at home.
Yeah. Just right here.
Oh, wow. Look at that.
Brad Waldo, you know what I'm saying?
Brad Waldo.
Did that have the fangs?
Yeah, it did.
Oh, come on, man. That's not cool.
I threw it. Like Brad Waldo threw it. You don't remember that?
Oh, yeah, I remember that. As soon as he did that, I was like, oh, here comes a T. I mean, he was frustrated, obviously.
Yeah, and here comes me washing that for a long time as well. Yeah, it's going to be.
Well, maybe you don't want to wear it again.
I probably won't. Alex, always good to see you, man. Congrats on the win the last couple days. St. Mary's climbing up to that 3 seed, and yeah, we'll duke it out tomorrow night. Let's go, man.
Guys, thanks a lot. I'm looking forward to the game tomorrow night. I think it'll be a good one. Thanks for having me.
Awesome. Thanks,
Alex.
Always good to talk to Alex Jensen, our friend of me on the Deseret First Credit Union Hotline. Deseret First, you know why, we show how.